A guten Pesach Sheni and a guten Erev Shabbos. Welcome to a taste of Shabbos. Thank you, Torah Anytime, for presenting and broadcasting Torah around the world. It's an honor to be a part of the Torah Anytime presenters. The message of Pesach Sheni, of course, is that in Hashem's world, through the reflection of Hashem, there are second chances. There could be a second Pesach. Yes, even for those that were tameh and not able to bring the Korban Pesach, even if it's not exactly the same as it would have been without chametz. Now Pesach Sheni gives us the opportunity of a second chance. The same way the Mesilas Yesharim says that lo aleinu, if a person falls off a building, halfway down he can't say, I wish I was still at the top and I wish I had a second chance. The gravity wouldn't allow. Plop. But with tshuva, with HaKadosh Baruch Hu, with Torah, there could be second chances if we only immerse ourselves in the spirit of Pesach Sheni. In Parshas Emor, we have the beginning of the Parsha speaks of the laws of Kohanim, of the great Kedusha, the great sanctity of Kohanim, and their responsibilities to Klal Yisrael, and their responsibilities to Hashem, and they are called Shluchei D'Rachmana. And often we can see a symmetry between the first part of a parsha and the concluding part of the parsha. And the concluding part of the parsha is the tragic narrative of the Mevorech, of the Makawel, of the one that curses because he feels so left out. He wants so much to be a part of Klal Yisrael, and he cannot have a space because he came from an Egyptian father. He wasn't a part of any particular tribe because tribal association comes from the father, and therefore he cursed, according to the main opinion. What is the connection between the laws of Kohanim and the narrative of the sad case of the Makawel? So at first glance, we also see that Kohanim, that they have defects. And if a Kohen has a defect, he can't work, he can't do service in the Beis HaMikdash. If he's got a unibrow, a long eyebrow on top, that's considered to be a defect. If he's a lefty, if he's got one eye is bigger than the other. And in our inclusive world, we might ask ourselves, I don't understand, the Kohen didn't do anything wrong, that's just the way he was born. That doesn't sound very inclusive, where we want everybody to be able to participate. And there's a symmetry there with a Makawel, because he also feels, it's not my fault that my father was an Egyptian and I can't belong to Shevet Dan. It's not my fault. What did I do wrong? I was born into it. So one of the messages here is an acceptance, is that however Hashem made us is His will and is what is necessary for us to celebrate about ourselves in His world. There's no reason to be a Makawel. There's no reason to feel bad if you can't do your service. That's one symmetry. But on a deeper level, even though we aim to achieve that level, and we can and we should, we see that deep down inside everyone is the desire to achieve that perfect relationship with Hashem. And the Torah has to tell us that the person with the unibrow or the lefty or the big eye can't, because otherwise everybody would want to do their service at the Beis HaMikdash. And we see within the Mikalel that he so wanted to be part and parcel of the Ovdei Hashem and to be part of the Shevet like every other child born of a Jewish father. So these two messages, message number one is that it happens sometimes where we need to recognize that the way Hashem created this situation, we need to be matzdik. Matzdik es hadin, and understand that this is the will of Hashem. But we also have to recognize that no one doesn't want with all their heart to be able to make that great relationship and to be that great version of themselves. And putting it together with Pesach Sheni, we always have in our hearts and in our souls an understanding that there's more to the picture that we don't see. Today I can't bring the Korban Pesach, but there could be a Pesach Sheni. And if the Makalel was not able to be part of the Shevet, that's okay, but in the next world he'll get his reward. And if the Kohen can't do this responsibility in the Beis HaMikdash, he'll be able to do other responsibilities and make his mark that way. Let's learn Parshas Emor and have it speak to us, because all of us are servants of Hashem like the Kohanim and need to learn not to feel bad with any deck that we were dealt like the Mikalel, but rather to know that this is what Hashem gave us, and there will always be a Pesach Sheni. Good Shabbos.